Anthropic sues U.S. government over supply chain risk designation. Before we get started, by introducing the iPhone 17e just a year after the iPhone 16e, Apple is closing some gaps. Before, the company would only roll out a new entry-level iPhone every few years, with the iPhone 5C in 2013, iPhone XR in 2018, and iPhone SE in 2016, 2020, and 2022, all having 2 to 4 years between their releases. But Apple is getting into an annual groove now, and having renamed the device to integrate better with the rest of the iPhone lineup, Apple is making a clear statement. It cares about the mid-range now. With the current state of global economics, Apple's focus on lower-cost devices like the iPhone 17e and newly launched MacBook Neo is timely. Most people probably don't make full use of the high-powered machines in their pockets and on their laps, and might be reconsidering whether they need to spend as much money on the pros and the airs of Apple's product lineup. At $599, the iPhone 17e is about half the price of an iPhone 17 Pro or the iPhone Air. It's $200 cheaper than the base iPhone 17 too. So the big question is, if you're getting your first iPhone or buying one for someone else, should you get the iPhone 17e or the iPhone 17? Find out in our full review of the iPhone 17e right now at Engadget.com. And tech has a bad and deserved reputation as a sleep killer. Blue light, incessant scrolling, and information onslaught conspire to keep us on edge and exiled from dreamland. But a few gadgets and apps out there may actually help us sleep. We at Engadget have tried many such products over the years and have gathered the ones that actually did some good in our latest list. But first, take the arguably most important step towards good sleep. Use the sleep schedule on your phone, Android or iPhone. Once you've done that, head to Engadget.com and check out our full list of the best sleep gadgets in 2026 and prepare to shuffle off to the land of Nod. Anthropic has filed a lawsuit to prevent the Pentagon from adding the company to its national security block list. This comes days after the Department of Defense sent a letter to Anthropic confirming the company was labeled a supply chain risk. At the time, CEO Dario Amodei had all but guaranteed Anthropic would fight back with legal action. The lawsuit claims the designation is unlawful and violated free speech and due process rights. These actions are unprecedented and unlawful. The Constitution does not allow the government to wield its enormous power to punish a company for its protected speech, Anthropic said in a statement published by Reuters. Engadget received the following statement from an Anthropic spokesperson. Seeking judicial review does not change our long-standing commitment to harnessing AI to protect our national security, but this is a necessary step to protect our business, our customers, and our partners. We will continue to pursue every path toward resolution, including dialogue with the government. The lawsuit characterizes the government's actions as an unprecedented and unlawful campaign of retaliation. It goes on to say that the Constitution does not allow the government to wield its enormous power to punish a company for its protected speech. No federal statute authorizes the actions taken here, it says. Today's legal action comes after several weeks of back and forth between the AI company and the government. In late February, news broke that the Department of Defense and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth were pressuring Anthropic to remove certain safeguards from its AI systems, but Amodei made it clear the company would refuse to allow its model to be used for mass surveillance or development of autonomous weapons. On the February 27th deadline, Amodei refused to budge, leading Hegseth to threaten the company with the supply chain risk designation. He also said the U.S. government would cancel its $200 million contract with the company. That same day, President Trump ordered all federal agencies to cease using Anthropic as well. And despite all this, according to the lawsuit, Anthropic had agreed to collaborate with the department on an orderly transition to another AI provider willing to meet its demands. Anthropic rival OpenAI stepped into the chaos and quickly made a deal with the Department of Defense. At the time, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman said that two of OpenAI's most important safety principles are prohibitions on domestic mass surveillance and human responsibility for the use of force, including for autonomous weapon systems. The same issues that got Anthropic in hot water. OpenAI then doubled down on the surveillance issue, writing into its contract that the new AI system shall not be intentionally used for domestic surveillance of U.S. persons and nationals. Despite this, OpenAI's head of robotics hardware resigned from the company this weekend in response to the Defense Department deal. Caitlin Kalinowski wrote on X that surveillance of Americans without judicial oversight and lethal autonomy without human authorization are lines that deserved more deliberation than they got. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Today's show featured journalism by Gadget contributor Nathan Ingram and was produced by Spoken Layer. I'm Imran Sheikh, and we'll talk more tomorrow.
Spoken Layer.